So I'm up here on Lookout Mountain, about halfway up the mountain. You can see off in the distance there, that is one of the highways that runs up the side of the mountain and takes you towards Ruby Falls. But just before you get to Ruby Falls is this area here. Now this is the Eagle's Nest Quarry. This was a quarry. They dug out the rocks and material here, and they used it when building that highway to fill in holes and gaps and things like that to make the highway smooth, let's just say. Now after that was done with, the area wasn't used for quite a while, and I want to say in the early 1900s, 1940s, 50s, I'm not exactly sure, they turned this area into a garden. And if you can look, the sun's kind of washing it out, but in that area there looks like there was a pond of some sorts at one time. Now there is a group of people in the Lookout Mountain area that go around and do cleanups and such of areas such as this. If I'm not mistaken, here a couple of years ago they came through and cleared all this out because it was getting severely overgrown. There's a gentleman by the name of Andy's Journeys here on Facebook who's done a couple in-depth videos on this, so if you want a little more information, take a look at those videos, and if I find them, I'll put a link in the description box below. Now this is where one of the pond areas was, as you can see here. Now if you come here in the springtime and into the summer, some of the perennial flowers that they planted years and years ago still come up every year, even for all the spring thaws and winter snow and ice and all that stuff. The flowers still come up in certain areas. It's pretty interesting. Walk over here towards the wall and let you see how tall this wall is. It's probably at least 75 to 100 foot tall, as you can see there. Now one cool thing about this is why they call it the Eagle's Nest. If you look up there at the top, there's an eagle. That is a concrete eagle at the top of the quarry. Now from my understanding, at one time there was 2 eagles, and I think the second one was right up in that area there, but it's no longer there. But this is just one of those cool old, almost a roadside attraction, if you will. It's one of those cool old things about Lookout Mountain that always intrigued me. Now every time we've come up here, it's been the spring or summertime, and the grass has been tall, and just didn't have the time to get up here. Well, I'm up here now with my family, and we're waiting for our tour of Ruby Falls. Taking my mom and dad to Ruby Falls. They've never been there, so we're waiting for our time to come up for that. And the the Ruby Falls parking lot is right over that way, and you can walk down a little bit of a trail and come down a trail for the woods here. It takes you to the Eagle, which I'm going to show you now. Now at one point you could park maybe 1 or 2 cars on the side of the highway and walk in here, and there's actually this trail here on the right side of the quarry that you can walk up and go take a look at the Eagle. And that's what we're fixing to go do here. And here is the Eagle. It's kind of hard to get a kind of a good look at it because you can't really see it from the front, the way it's perched on the edge of the cliff here. Not seeing its better days, but it's definitely pretty interesting. You also get some really good views of Chattanooga off in the distance there. So I'm on the other side of the quarry from where we just were. You can see the steps there and some of the pond, that sort of thing. And right over there is the first eagle. And like I said, there was two at one time. After a little research and a little walking around, I found the second eagle. It has fallen over, unfortunately, but it's still here. The head's been fallen off. Kind of sad to see it like this. If I'm not mistaken, this is part of the National Park Service area. I wish they could come in here and get this fixed up, but it's kind of a sign of the times. Not everything lasts forever, but it is what it is. But anyways, appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you next time.